Please be seated. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Department of Physics and the Engineering Physics major. My name is Irfan Siddiqui, Chair of Berkeley's Department of Physics. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone to please turn off your cell phones. Moreover, our commencement ceremony this year takes place at a time of intense dialogue across the nation about a range of topics and events, both at home and abroad. Physicists are certainly not shy to engage in challenging conversation. As a department and as an institution, we are committed to preserving the right of free speech and expression. Like in any family, balance is the key to achieving harmony, and it is my hope that our community can rejoice in the achievements of our graduates without disruption. It is an honor and a privilege to serve as chair of this department. From this podium, I hope that I can adequately convey the commitment to education, the commitment to excellence, and the passion to excel in all the dimensions of that term that is shared by our faculty, our staff, and our students. Frankly speaking, Berkeley Physics shines and has always done so because it is a reflection of the strength and perseverance of the people that hold it dear. This evening, you see our faculty in regalia of different colors, representing the various educational institutions that we have attended. However, we share one universal fact. There is a tie that binds all of us and that keeps us here at Berkeley, and that is you, the students, because you are extraordinary. The physics department recognizes that UC Berkeley sits on the territory of the Huichin, the ancestral land of the Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people. This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Muwekma Ohlone tribe and the familial descendants of the Verona Band. I am delighted to welcome to this Berkeley graduation ceremony the parents, the families, and the friends of our students who made this all possible. Students, would you kindly stand and face the audience at this time? We are applauding the friends and families in recognition of the love and support they have provided you during your years here at Berkeley. Please be seated. Dear guests, we, the Berkeley faculty and staff who have worked with these students, are also proud of their accomplishments. We have watched a talented group of young people progress through a challenging curriculum, emerging as confident young innovators with promising futures ahead. And now I'd like to introduce you to the people on stage. Please hold your applause until the introductions have been completed. Nadia Mason, today's principal speaker, Dean of the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering at the University of Chicago. Vibhu Ravendran and Junwan Xiong, graduating students from the physics department who will be our student speakers this evening. Professor Stephen Kahn, Dean of Mathematical and Physical Sciences in the College of Letters and Sciences and professor in the departments of Physics and Astronomy. Professor Daniel Kaysen, Head Graduate Faculty Advisor for Physics, and Professor Yuri Kolomensky, Vice Chair for Instruction in Physics. I especially want to acknowledge the members of our physics staff responsible for organizing today's festive event. Claudia Trujillo, Nitin Srivastava, Kathleen Cooney, Marjani Jones, Alex Perry, Isabel Mariano, Elizabeth Nakahama-Ryan, John Deasy, and Roya Ferrazares. Thank you for an outstanding job organizing this ceremony. Families, this crew of professionals is the team who advised and encouraged our students and your graduates over the past few years. I also want to thank our instructional support staff and our facilities managers, without whom the entire institution would grind to a halt. Please join me in thanking all of our faculty and staff for the important roles they have played in the successes that we will celebrate today. Our graduating students are part of an extraordinary legacy here at Cal. The physical sciences have always been an integral part of the campus from the beginning of the University of California 151 years ago. Berkeley, established in 1868 as UC's first campus, continues to be the world's most distinguished public university, bar none. Guided by the motto, Fiat Lux, the university's purpose is to create knowledge that will both inspire us and improve our lives, to be a beacon of opportunity for each new generation. This mission, ladies and gentlemen, in my mind, is dynamic and not a static one. Physics is a discipline that has seen numerous technological revolutions, changes that have brought us from the age of the abacus to electronic circuits that are approaching the dimensions of the atom itself. Notably, with all of these changes happening, one of the core principles of our field has remained unchanged and is also very good life advice. Ask the hard questions and be ready for the hard answers. To help students experience the rigor and the richness that physics has to offer, the department has actively grown its enrichment and research activities over the years, particularly those available to undergraduates, both matriculated at Berkeley and those visiting our department. These programs were seeded by my predecessors, and we are now seeing them in full bloom. To highlight the breadth of these programs, I mentioned 3 examples. Number 1, Berkeley Connect in physics. This program matches undergraduates with a graduate student mentor and introduces them to other students who share their academic interests so that they can exchange ideas and discuss what is happening in their particular disciplines. Pi Squared, the Physics Innovators Initiative, is our vision for modernizing, streamlining, and strengthening the path students follow as they pursue their undergraduate careers. The Pi Squared Summer Scholars Program is designed to create funded research opportunities for undergraduates and rewards graduate students and postdocs for their important mentorship. And third, BPI, the Berkeley Physics International Education Program, partners with universities around the world to provide undergraduate international students an opportunity to study abroad at UC Berkeley for 1 semester or for 1 year. It is programs like these that help students find their unique academic voice. I had the privilege of speaking with many of our students at their completion ceremonies during the year, and their enthusiasm and excitement was absolutely palpable in the room. Additionally, we are excited to announce that the Paul Richards Physics Innovation Lab, a 400 square foot incubator space dedicated to physics undergraduates at Berkeley, is nearly ready for launch. Adjacent to the physics student machine shop, this lab is poised to become a nucleus of student-led research and innovation through the Physics Innovators Initiative, ULab, and other programs. We are grateful for the generous support of our donors, who are indeed an integral part of the Berkeley Physics family. As we continue to grow as a scientific discipline, new intersections and overlaps are forming with biology, with cosmology, with computing, with data science, and with other fields. Paired with that is also an evolution in the department. We are also thinking about what are the best ways to share this knowledge with others and how to keep up with the changes in the society around us. As academics, I strongly feel that it's crucial that we continuously update both the content and the pedagogy of our instructional base. Core to this mission is making sure that public education is vibrant, broadly accessible, and welcoming. This is a task that requires us all to live together, and we hope that you continue as graduates to engage us as advisors, as active partners in our activities, including serving as mentors to the next generation of students. Students, you are now part of Berkeley history. Thank you for being a part of Berkeley's journey. We are honored to have you as Berkeley alumni. Yes, we have been your teachers, your guides during this time, but it is indeed you that have walked the path, mastering the most difficult courses, becoming physicists. Guests, about 1/2 of our graduates are headed for graduate school, while others are headed for careers in education, industry, medicine, engineering, and other fields. Many of our new PhDs will be doing postdoctoral research, Others have fallen in love with the Bay Area and remain to start companies of their own or drive technological revolutions in various fields. They may be, for example, increasingly complex problems that are surrounding the third quantum revolution, using physics to unlock the complexities of the human brain, or bringing forth solutions to preserve this planet for generations to come. And this process often requires the physicists to re-examine their worldview. My own scientific field is quantum mechanics, and this is one that has always been a philosophical conundrum since 1905 and thereafter. And indeed, Albert Einstein is one that thought very deeply about quantum mechanics in various ways. And perhaps now we have a better understanding of what Einstein really meant about many of his enigmatic quotes. So I wanted to share one particular quote from Albert, if he permits me to do that. This is quoted in J.R. Newman's book, The World of Mathematics, where Einstein said, "As far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain. And as far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality," telling us that the world around us is very complex, and the physicist must take a step back. So students, in closing, graduates, on this day you have indeed earned the right to revel in the glory of a great achievement. There are no problem sets tomorrow. I don't think so, guys, right? Okay. Please discount that statement if there is. But this is a beginning and not an end. I have faith in your abilities to carry on the Berkeley tradition, to not only have excellence in one's discipline, but to pair that excellence with a strong commitment to civic duty. We need your help, and we need you to help navigate the challenges that our global community faces. We need your problem-solving skills, your compassion, and your wisdom to make sure the community principles that you helped develop during the years that you were here, and those principles that are dear to all of Berkeley physics, we need your help in making sure they illuminate the individual paths that you will follow. As our newest alumni, you are the university's best ambassadors. Your future achievements will demonstrate to our state what a treasure it has in the University of California and in its crown jewel, Berkeley. Please stay in touch, join us on social media, return for our special lectures, volunteer to talk to students, and bring your families to Cal Day. This great university relies on the success and support of our alumni, which now include you, Fiat Lux. With that, I would like now to introduce our other speakers, starting with our student speaker from the undergraduate section, Vibhu Ravindran. Vibhu started his Berkeley physics journey in 2020 online from India. He has been doing research with the Zalatel group since his freshman year. I hear that he crashed the group's servers before even setting foot on campus. You did this, really? Yeah, don't do it again. He is graduating with a double major in physics and mathematics and has served as the co-president of the Society of Physics Students this year. Outside of academics, he likes going on hikes, playing the violin, and ping pong. He will be starting his PhD in theoretical physics in Caltech this fall. Vibhu, please welcome to the stage.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Berkeley physics means different things to different people. To some, it's a set of classes to be slogged through. To some, a set of lifelong friends. To some of us, it meant working in windowless labs for hours, and to others, it meant staring at a computer screen or chalkboard, not knowing what to do next. Some of us have been here for a whole 4 years. Others had to do it too. When faced with this wide diversity of experience, it seems we share nothing more than a common degree. How could one speech capture the essence of the Berkeley physics undergraduate experience without losing sight of our individual journeys? Let me start at the beginning of my own journey. The year was 2020. I was back home in India watching my first semester of physics class over Zoom. The class itself was mostly a jumble of words like pulleys and friction, but one day our professor showed us a video that changed everything for me. It was a short clip of some liquid helium that flowed out of a little container against gravity, seemingly for no reason. It was by no means an aha moment. It was 3 a.m. for me, and I just closed my laptop and went back to bed. But the incident left a lasting mark on me and reflects a sentiment that I think is shared by all of us on some level. It wasn't just that the video was cool. What caught my imagination was that the same discipline of science, with its humble origins and pulleys and friction, enables us to really understand and explain this bizarre phenomenon. And by showing us this video, the professor had given us an unspoken promise that one day we too could be privy to this explanation, that we could replay the video and proclaim to the helium, "I understand why you did that." And if we started from pulleys and got all the way to superfluidity, who is to say how much further we can go? This hope is what got me through these 4 years and is what keeps me coming back to physics day after day. A distinguishing aspect of Berkeley physics is the great community. I can honestly say that the reason I'm up here, the reason I'm starting my PhD in physics is all of you. Each of us came from different parts of the world, from different backgrounds, and were thrown into this program together, united by little more than a vague affinity for physics. And what better way for a random assortment of people to form a community than to face a common enemy? In the halls of Physics North, we found that enemy in a collection of problem sets carefully designed by professors to maximize our suffering. However, acquaintances made through homework sessions slowly became far more than that. The same people who had helped me with mechanics and electromagnetism soon helped me lift weights, taught me how to cook food, how to rock climb, and how to swim. It was my physics friends who gave me a home to go to every Thanksgiving when my own was too far away. It was with my physics friends that I got my first tattoo, went to my first bar, visited my first national park. And it's memories like these that will stick with us years down the line, long after we forget all the exams, all-nighters, and all the labs. Let me finish, as is convention, with a round of back-patting. It is not a stretch to call our university's physics program one of the most rigorous in the country. We all went in unaware of what lay ahead and came out knowing that we have what it takes. We went through COVID, a university-wide strike, fought imposter syndrome, and looked up enough integrals for one lifetime. All this would not have been possible without our professors who inspired us, our GSIs for all their guidance, the administrative staff who gave us a smooth experience, our parents and well-wishers for their support, and of course, Wolfram Alpha for being there when we needed it the most. As a result, we came out of these 4 years well prepared to solve whatever problems our careers may throw at us. All in all, I would rate this department and program a 1 out of 137, because dang, its structure is pretty fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Vibhu. I had the pleasure of having Vibhu be a grad instructor for Physics 137 and also a student in graduate quantum mechanics, so I apologize for the problem sets. I am delighted now to introduce our graduate physics student speaker, Junwen Xiong. Junwen Xiong, who also goes by Robin, started her PhD in the department in the fall of 2018. Her PhD focuses on measuring the decay of Higgs bosons to charm quarks at ATLAS and building the ATLAS high luminosity LHC upgrades. Robin grew up in Chongqing, China, and enjoyed endless hotspots and Mapo tofu. She completed her undergraduate work at UCLA, switching from a geography major to geology and to physics. Geography? You can still do geography. We just call it something different. We call it geodesy. Okay. In July, she will head down to Caltech and look for dark matter with super CDMS SNOLAB detectors. At Berkeley, Robin explored different research directions from cosmology, AMO, to plasma accelerators and neutrinos. She also spent 1 year at CERN, operating the ATLAS detector and appreciating fine European culture. She sincerely enjoyed walking up the hill to LBNL in the past 4 years. Please welcome our 2024 graduate student speaker, Robin Xiong.
Hi, everyone. My name is Robin. Thanks a lot for the introduction. Very happy to be here today. When I think about the graduation speech, I like to hear some amazing achievements to be inspired, or sensibilities echoing the past 6 years. But tonight, I might deliver neither. I'm here just to prove to myself that despite my gender and nationality, I can express myself freely and confidently as an equal human being. I recently traveled to Italy. When I came back, the immigration officer asked me why I choose UC Berkeley. I blanked for a second. I don't have a good answer, so I gave him the answer I had before. This is the best school I got into. Best in terms of ranking, location, prestige. Best in the sense that if I told people I'm a grad student at Berkeley, they would probably feel I'm smart. But tonight, after 6 years, I don't think this is why I choose Berkeley. Many things happened in the past 6 years. There was COVID-19, regional wars broke out, a trade war. Notre Dame burned down, but will reopen end of this year. Paris is hosting the Olympics in August. We met a lot of people, professors, classmates, friends, colleagues, lovers. I lost some of them along the way, but we are all here today. We took classes, passed exams, did research, published, and presented. Tonight, we'll go home with the Pacific breeze, with cherry blossoms and redwood trees. Tomorrow, we wake up under the reliable California sun and blue sky, and the same has been true in the past 6 years. However, on the flip side of the colorful 6 years, fear and doubts prevail. We survived COVID. It will be the story to tell for the rest of our lives. But 7 million people on Earth didn't. They won't be able to tell the stories of COVID anymore. Tens of thousands of people are killed in Ukraine and Gaza. Our planet is heating up. The current temperature projections shoot far above the Paris Agreement with consequences I completely understand. We try to eat less meat, take more train, buy less things, but everything and nothing seems to help. Almost every day when we walk or drive on the street, we see people wandering with their luggages covered in sweat and dirt. I can't see myself passing even one night in the same situation. Looking at the academia career path, I worry if one day I will walk into a meeting room full of male physicists and dare say nothing. And now if you ask me why I choose Berkeley, I don't need to make anyone feel I'm smart. We're gifted with our body and mind to be in this place, one of the best universities on Earth. We're gifted to learn from the best physicists, to look for dark matter, right-handed neutrino, or build quantum computers. There are so many existential problems in our planet, and we now have more abilities and tools to help. I remember when Professor Jennifer Doudna won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, I left a question at one of the Zoom seminars. What's the point of research that didn't win the Nobel Prize? It's very naive, but I partly found my answer. Anything one individual can do will never be enough to change our planet, but together we might. Stepping out of the Berkeley campus, regardless of where we will be, what profession we will have, I wish we always strive to make the best use of what we learn at Berkeley and make ourselves a better world in our own ways. Thanks, everyone. I wish all of us the best, and to my fellow Chinese classmates, 苟富贵，勿相忘。Thanks.
谢谢你, Junwen. I am delighted now to introduce today's principal commencement speaker, Dean Nadia Mason. Dr. Mason's research is in condensed matter physics, where she specializes in experimental studies of transport in quantum materials, such as atomically thin membranes, topological insulators, and nanostructured superconductors. Before becoming the dean of the PME, Dr. Mason was the Rosalind S. Yalow Professor of Physics at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where she directed the Illinois Beckman Institute for Advanced Science and Technology, and also served as the founding director of the Illinois Materials Research Science and Engineering Center. In addition to maintaining a rigorous research program and teaching, Dr. Mason works to increase diversity in the physical sciences and is the former chair of the American Physical Society Committee on Minorities, where she helped initiate the national mentoring community. Dr. Mason can also be seen promoting science on local television at the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry and in a TED Talk entitled Scientific Curiosity. Dr. Mason is a member of the National Academy of Sciences and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and is a member of the President's National Quantum Initiative Advisory Committee. She has also been recognized for her work with awards including the 2009 Denise Denton Emerging Leader Award, the 2012 APS Maria Gopert Meyer Award, and the 2019 APS Bouchette Award. Please join me in welcoming Nadia Mason.
Thank you so much. It's a huge pleasure to be here. So first, I want to congratulate the class of 2024. You did it. After years of study, you've earned the right to be called physicists. Some of you may even be doctors, though not that kind of doctor. But if anyone raises their hand on a plane and calls for a quantum mechanic, you can proudly raise your hand. You never know. Congratulations also to the people who helped get you here, the great Berkeley faculty, your proud parents, understanding partners, and supporting friends. A special shout out to all the mothers here today. We wouldn't be here without all of you. And thank you for inviting me to speak. It's a real privilege to celebrate your achievements with you. About 25 years ago, I was where you are now, so I really know what it takes for you to get here. I was advised by my partner not to compare physics to other fields and say that it's better or harder, though it is. So I'll just say that physics is a great field, though it's not easy. I myself spent most of my college career doing problem sets in the physics library, a fact that my teenage daughters make fun of me all the time for. But I didn't mind the work because if you're willing to work for it, in physics you can uncover some of the most amazing, deep, and beautiful aspects of our world. So I became a physicist because physics explained the world in the ways that I wanted to understand it, with fundamental principles. My own aha moment came as a freshman in college when I realized that even with the concept of friction, as you mentioned, that you could go deeper and understand it as the electrostatic attraction between materials described by Coulomb's law. I could spend this whole evening waxing poetic about forces or talking about how Maxwell's equations are so short and simple but can explain everything from the speed of light to credit card swipes. But don't worry, I won't keep going on about that. But I do want to note that this understanding of underlying physical principles better connects us to this highly technological world that we live in. There's something less alienating for me knowing that my cell phone and computer are not just black boxes. And I especially think that this understanding of physics connects us to the beauty of life. And I don't mean that just in an aesthetic way, although physics does explain beautiful things like rainbows, but rather in the way that a deep understanding that we have to work for gives us an even greater appreciation of the phenomena. Now, for you graduates, you've developed this understanding and this appreciation, and the question is, what now? The way I see it, your main job now is to use your knowledge for good. Good for others, good for yourselves. Leave the world a little better than when you found it. Allow yourselves to recognize beauty, feel joy, and be happy. Connect to your work, connect to other people. Now, I admit this advice might seem a little bit general, so I thought I'd put the advice into more concrete terms, more specifically, physics terms. So I Googled the top 10 physics terms and thought about what specific advice we might glean from them. So here goes. Number 1, forces. Be a force for good. Sometimes it takes a strong force, sometimes it takes a weak force. But be willing to step up and do the right thing. Keep your values central to your life. Number 2, energy. Do your work as efficiently as possible. Seriously, if there's one bit of practical advice I can give you, it's to become experts in time management, planning, and prioritizing. It's the only way I got through balancing young kids and tenure and staying sane. Efficiency means more work and play, less loss. Number 3, relativity. Perspective is so important. What may seem like the short stick today may actually be the long stick tomorrow, especially if you're moving close to the speed of light. Number 4, optics. Focus on your goals. This is my solution to a lot of problems, especially because there can be a lot of distracting noise. People telling us what we're good at and what we're not, what we deserve, how we compare. None of this really matters. What matters is your goals and how you're going to achieve them. Block out the noise and focus. Number 5, stress. This is an easy one. Stress pulls atoms apart. It harms us. Our first priority has to be making sure that we stay healthy and reduce the stress in our lives. Take care of yourselves, physically and emotionally. Number 6, gravity. Sometimes we fall, and we pick ourselves up, even if it takes work. That's part of life. It keeps us grounded. Number 7, magnetism. Be a human magnet and stick close to your relationships. They matter. Rely on the support of your friends, your family, your mentors, and your peers. Sometimes you may feel like the only spin out there. For me, especially as a Black woman in STEM, I've always relied heavily on my friends for advice and camaraderie to help align me and to stabilize me in the face of external forces. Number 8, entanglement. Everything we do affects other people. I know that everything I've gotten is because somebody helped me, even if I didn't recognize it immediately. It's important to give back. Make service and outreach integral to your work. Be a strong link in this entangled world. Number 9, dark matter. There is so much we don't know and that may be invisible to us. And part of the excitement of life is that we get to keep being curious and keep trying to figure things out. And lastly, number 10 is chaos. Now, the world can seem like a crazy, random, disordered place. There are forces outside of our control. There's war, there's differences of opinion, thoughts, and habits. There are things we want to happen that don't, and things that we don't want to happen that do. We can choose to look at the chaos and be discouraged and think the world's a mess, or we just can't have impact. Or we can choose the physics view of chaos and look at the world as a dynamic system with patterns and rules and beauty, as a place where each individual has agency, but where we can work together in complex ways to have impact. Well, there are a lot more physics terms out there, but I think you get the point. I'm hoping that after you all work for a few years, I can add other terms to my list, like time travel and fusion reactor and no more global warming, so please get started on that. In the meantime, you've done a tremendous job getting here. You have so many opportunities ahead of you. And with physics to guide you, I know you'll be good and do good. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Dean Mason, for words of physics and words for inspiration. For ground loops, I will come find you for some additional explanation. With that, as a department, we would like to give you a small token of our appreciation. So let's have a round of applause once more. With that, we would like to turn to the awards in physics, starting with the Department Citation Award. The Physics Department Citation is awarded to a graduating student in recognition of distinguished undergraduate work. And as you can imagine, with so many outstanding students, it is a very tough decision. The 2024 Physics Citation Award goes to Vibhu Ravindran, who we just heard from as our undergraduate speaker. Vibhu. We heard all the additional details about Bibu, but by the numbers, he is a physics and math double major with an exceptional GPA who exhibited academic excellence in coursework and research and who served as co-president of the Society of Physics Students. Congratulations, Vibu. We would like to now move on to the Jackson C. Koo Award in Condensed Matter Physics. First of all, the winner of the Jackson C. Koo Award for this year is Yu Sun. Yu, would you please come to the stage? The Jackson C. Koo Award was created in 2009 to recognize outstanding advanced graduate students in condensed matter physics. Jackson Koo received his bachelor's and master's degrees with honors in electrical engineering, followed by his PhD in physics in 1969 under the guidance of Professor Erwin Hahn, all from UC Berkeley. He was a member of Phi Beta Kappa and of the Honor Society of Students at UC Berkeley. And after graduating, he worked at Bell Laboratories and then at Livermore National Laboratory. Yu Sun has been working as a graduate student in the group of Professor Joseph Orenstein since he joined Berkeley in 2019. Yu's research focuses on using optical probes to study both ground states and dynamics of novel magnetic systems, especially understanding the mechanism of spin transport in both ferromagnets and antiferromagnets. He has been selected for the Jackson C. Koo Award in recognition for his contribution to answering the question of how spin information is transmitted in magnetic systems. You developed a theory based on laser optical techniques, using that to do the experiment, where he generated spin waves at one location in the magnet and probed them at a different location. And he noticed in this long wavelength limit, in fact, you have dipole-dipole interactions rather than exchange interactions. And in fact, this point was missed in many previous works, in fact, all previous works as I know, on coherent spin wave propagation. And following up on his insight, you calculated the dispersion relations for spin waves in this dipole-dominated regime for both ferromagnets and antiferromagnets. He then went a step further, initiated a collaboration with the material synthesis group, and was able to get high-quality samples of the van der Waals antiferromagnet chromium sulfur bromide. And using his optical system, he obtained beautiful images of spin propagation that verified his theoretical predictions. Congratulations, Yu. Next, I would like to move on to the Student Service Award. The Physics Student Service Award is given to recognize the importance of contributions made by students to the physics community. We encourage students to work hard for themselves in coursework and in research, but we also value the importance of seeing beyond personal gain to the greater good of our community. These awards are difficult to give, again, because so many students donate time and energy to our department to a variety of activities. This year, we are recognizing 3 incredible students, 1 undergraduate student and 2 graduate students for outstanding service to the physics community. The award goes to Hannah Mir, Shreya Purnaman, and Kyle Ritchie. Hannah, Shreya, and Kyle, can you please come forward to the stage? Shreya is receiving the Undergraduate Student Service Award for her leadership as coordinator for the Society of Women in Physical Sciences, physics peer advisor, physics tutor, and physics ULab mentor. Shreya's commitment to supporting her peers is unparalleled and worthy of this recognition. Hannah and Kyle are receiving the Graduate Student Service Award in recognition of their outstanding contributions to our recent Grad Open House, a 2-day event that hosts our prospective admitted PhD students. Hannah and Kyle went above and beyond their responsibilities by actively engaging with visiting students, offering guidance, coordinating activities with their peers, and providing support to ensure that everyone felt included during the event. Their positive attitudes created a welcoming atmosphere, contributing to the overall success of our recruitment effort. Congratulations to all three of you. I would like to now honor our outstanding graduate student instructors with the Outstanding Graduate Instructor in Student Award. Each year, we honor outstanding student instructors in physics selected by undergraduates and the faculty for their excellent teaching. This year's winners are Samuel Alcott, Albany Blackburn, Abigail Dereco, Orion Ning, Bia Nuther, Kyle Ritchie, Thilo Scornhost, Cameron Shotwell, and Digvijay Roy Variyar. These graduate student instructors make an extraordinary contribution to undergraduate education through the excellence of their teaching, their motivation, and their enthusiasms. Congratulations. Let's have a round of applause for all of our outstanding GSIs. That completes the award presentation. We now move on to the conferral of degrees. As a courtesy to graduates, all guests, and for safety reasons, please remain in your seats at all times and do not approach the stage. We have a professional photographer here today, Grad Images Photography, who will be mailing proofs to graduates directly. Dean Stephen Kahn of the Department of Mathematical and Physical Sciences will confer the bachelor's degree for physics on behalf of Chancellor Carol Christ after making some remarks. Dean Kahn.
Thank you, Irfan. Wow, what an exciting evening this is. I've actually been doing this for several years now, but I always find it deeply moving to see such a wonderful array of students. Let me also add my formal welcome to the friends and family who are here to help us celebrate this great occasion. We have one of the best physics departments in the world here at Berkeley, but our students are actually our most prized resource. To our students, I know you have all been working hard towards this day for several years, and these have, of course, been extraordinary years. The achievement we are marking here today is all the greater for the challenges that you faced. We have had a number of interesting challenges during the years you've been with us. I want to celebrate the strength, resilience, creativity, and tenacity that you, our wonderful students, have shown. These are qualities that will carry you forward into your lives as you proceed onward with your careers. You've all emerged as amazing scientists. The best part of being on the faculty at Berkeley is engaging with you, our students. Nothing is more thrilling than sharing in that spark of a new idea that emerges during a classroom discussion. Whether or not you stay in the field of physics, I hope you will always be curious about the profound questions that we face as physicists. In the past few years, we have seen that science is paramount, and we're all better off when we understand how we got here and what we are made of. I also want to thank the faculty and staff in the Department of Physics. These have been challenging years for them as well, and I never cease to be impressed by the dedication of our staff and faculty to delivering on the core mission of our campus, teaching, research, and service to our communities. So thank you also. And finally, a special thanks to our department chair, Irfan Siddiqui. Irfan has been chair over the past year, and he has done an amazing job bringing our department together. It has been a pleasure to work with you, Irfan. Okay, so now on to the reason we are all here. On behalf of the College of Letters and Science, I'm going to confer the degrees. First, the bachelor's degree in physics. This degree is conferred by the College of Letters and Science at Berkeley after a program of study, usually requiring 4 years, which includes both general studies, broadly distributed as to field, and specialized studies at greater depth into a major subject. The aims of the bachelor program are twofold. First, to equip the candidate with the benefits of a liberal education in preparation for whatever leadership in society he or she may be called upon to exercise, and to equip him or her for further intellectual growth. Second is to prepare the candidate for further work in the major subject or some related field, either by formal academic study, as a graduate student, or by employment. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and all rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. You have taken the first step afforded by traditional academic processes in the development of a scholar, and I welcome you to the ranks of educated men and women. The candidates will now approach the stage where they will receive a scroll recognizing their participation in the graduation ceremony.
Traeger Melton. Federico Murtagh. Andisha Yodanapudi. Maxwell King. Varun Kabra. Shreya Puranam. Jack Mango. Yajat Thanawala. Vibhu Ravindran. Connor Jennings. Kung Bui. Dylan Goulart. Joshua Bariga. Mitchell Luchua. Roy Walpa. Chano Kim. Natalie Bruweiler. Santiago Rodriguez. Jefferson Lagudas. Diego Grover. Oscar Sanchez. Haley Murray Calderon. Hien Nguyen. Talia Saarinen. Alec Lynch. Jason Wong. Ian Hoffman. Jin Chang Hee. Cameron Myers. Kyle Boucher. Berkeley Repose Gonzalez. Christopher Palacios. Evangela Shred. Andrew Lindberg. Jinwei Gao. Santai Yang. Han Chao Zhou. Nigel Mesta. Ming Fong. Sihao Feng. Kaito Douken. Caden Kawilid. Jonas Valenzuela. Chung Nguyen. Leonard Yu. Darian Garcia. Manching Darren Shu. Matthew Lin. Neil Ruiz Piche. Shreyas Patel. Jimmy Shi. Andrew Kim. Kyle Sway. Vishnu Sangli. Justin Hay. Siddharth Dithaluru. Sri Gudivada. Andrew Binder. Nicholas Albiani. Rahul Singh. Vignesh Nagpal. Joshua Bromley. Naomi Han. Mateo Cardona Serrano. Sejong Crystal Jung. Cedric Lim. Isabella Peña. Raleigh Sharon. Elias Lehman. Owen Bardeen. Samuel Alber. Sneha Gunesh Kumar. Anna Tokareski. Mati Raja. Nishank Gite. Ishan Amit. Matthew Bilada. Andres Huang. Zachary Larson. Noah Brown. Anthony Mazzarli. Dance To. Bingju Meng. Jicheng Li. Weiwei Wu. Max Zhou. Tobias Scott. Rishit Gupta.
Can I have it?
Brandon Kang. Pablo Castaño Bosurta. Henry Purcell. Leah Kong. Arubi Ashunta. Kuish Trivedi. Anmol Desai. Ronan Alam. Lishen Young. Cameron Shotwell.
I call upon Dean Khan now to move on to the distribution of master's degrees in physics.
The degree of Master of Arts is awarded by the Graduate Division of the University of California after a program of study, usually requiring 1 or 2 years of study beyond the bachelor's degree. In the master's program, the emphasis is upon coursework at an advanced level, often in preparation for teaching of the major subject at a college level, but sometimes in preparation for employment that requires a deeper knowledge of the specialty. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts please rise? Yeah, over there. By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts and all rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. You have taken the second step afforded by traditional academic processes in the development of a scholar, and I welcome you to the ranks of those qualified to teach in your specialty at an advanced level. The candidates should now approach the stage where they will receive a scroll recognizing their participation in these ceremonies.
Thilo Scharnhorst. Ev Schoen. Orion Ning. Rohit Karur. Digave Roy Varier. Lark Wang.
I would like to call upon Dean Khan now to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Recipients of the PhD wear the PhD hood of the University of California. The design of the hood dates from medieval times when academic affairs were closely related to the affairs of the church. The length of the hood and the blue velvet border signify the PhD degree and are common among universities. The blue and gold colors of the satin lining of the hood designate that the degree was conferred by the University of California. Research towards the PhD degree is highly individualized and carried out in close association with the faculty research advisor. To symbolize this close bond, research advisors will hood their students who have earned the degree. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded by the Graduate Division of the University of California after a rigorous program of study and research, usually requiring at least 4 years of study beyond the bachelor's degree. In the program for the doctorate, the candidate must complete advanced coursework in the specialty, must pass one or more advanced examinations set by committees of the faculty, and must carry out extensive original research in the specialty in preparation for the writing and defense of a thesis. The doctoral program is highly individualistic and requires commitment to an extended effort of unpredictable outcome. The doctorate prepares those who attain it for a career in college or university teaching and research, or for carrying out independent research at a comparable level in other settings. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and all rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. You have taken the final formal step afforded by traditional academic processes in the development of a scholar, and I welcome you to the ranks of those qualified for university teaching and research or for comparable scholarly work in other settings. The candidates will approach the stage where they'll receive a scroll recognizing their participation and be hooded by their faculty advisor.
Nicole Green. Thesis title, Characterizing and Mitigating Noise on a Trapped Ion Quantum Computer, hooded by her advisor, Hartmut Hefner. Claire Gasquet. Thesis title, Studies of Ionosphere, Thermosphere, Plasma-Neutral Coupling in Response to Various Energy Drivers. Advisor, Thomas Immel and Stuart Bale. Hooding student, Thomas Immel. Roger Roglins. Measurement techniques and sounding rocket observations of auroral region ionospheric electrodynamic. Advisor, John W. Bunnell and Stuart Bale, hooded by John Bunnell. Cesar Gonzalez Renteria. Thesis title, Measurement of the Production of a Vector Boson in Association with a Charmed Hadron and PP Collisions at 13 TeV with the ATLAS detector. Hooded by his advisor, Marjorie Shapiro. Ashrita Mangu. Thesis title, Development of Antenna-Coupled Detectors and a Small Aperture Telescope for Cosmic Microwave Background Observations. Advisor, Adrian Lee, hooded by Uros Seljak. Ankit Kumar. Thesis title, Normative Approaches to the Analysis of Neural Dynamics and Connectivity. Advisor, Christopher Bouchard and Mike DeWeese, and hooded by Christopher Bouchard. Vincent Su. Thesis title, Aspects of Quantum Information Inspired by Gravity. Hooded by his advisor, Raphael Busso. Edward Callahan. Thesis title, Neutron-Based Measurements in Large Neutrino Detectors and Characterization of Water-Based Liquid Scintillator. Hooded by his advisor, Gabriel Orebi Gan. Daisang Pan. Thesis title, High-Resolution Fluorescence and Harmonic Generation Microscopy in Live Biological Systems. Advisor, Na Ji, hooded by Irfan Siddiqui. Haorun Liao. Thesis title, Interplay Between Quantum Computation and Machine Learning. Advisor, Brigitte Whaley and Irfan Siddiqui, hooded by Irfan Siddiqui. Biwei Dai. Thesis title, Latent Variable Generative Models in Cosmology, hooded by his advisor, Uros Seljak. Yang Liu, thesis title, Proving the PeV Astrophysical Neutrino Spectral Cutoff Using Downgoing Tracks at IceCube. Advisor, Spencer Klein, hooded by Spencer Klein. Juwen Chang, thesis title, Search for Higgs Boson Decays to Two Charm Quarks at Atlas. Advisor, Heather Gray, hooded by Irfan Siddiqui. Adam Frim, thesis title, Geometric Insights into Speed Efficiency and Optimal Control of Non-Equilibrium Systems, hooded by his advisor, Michael DeWeese. Trevor Kistolini, thesis title, Suspended Superconducting Quantum Circuits, hooded by his advisor, Irfan Siddiqui. Max Smiley, thesis title, Measurement of the 8B Solar Neutrino Flux with the SNO Plus detector and research and development towards next generation optical neutrino experiments, hooded by Gabriel Arebi Gon. Kenneth Vetter, thesis title, Quieting the Chaos in the Cold, Noise Cancellation Algorithms in Quare's Search for OVBB Decay, hooded by Yuri Kolomensky. Vikram Nagarajan, thesis title, Thermodynamic and Transport Probes of Quantum Spin Liquids, hooded by his advisor, James Analytis. Gregory Otino, thesis title, Direct Charm Reconstruction in Association with W bosons at square root of S equals 13 TeV in the Atlas detector, hooded by his advisor, Marjorie Shapiro. Emily Leopold, thesis title, Realizing the Full Potential, Detecting and Measuring Supermassive Black Holes in Triaxial Galaxies, hooded by her advisor, Chung Pei Ma. Rui Nanzhou, thesis title, Development of Amorphous Silicon-Based Optical Coatings for Gravitational Wave Detectors, hooded by advisor Francis Hellman.
Thank you, Dean Khan, for conferring the degrees on all of our graduates. We hope that all of you, baccalaureates, masters, and doctors of philosophy, will look back on your time at Berkeley with pleasure and with pride. You are a part of a great tradition, and we are extremely proud of your achievements. We are now at the end of our ceremony. Guests and families, please remain at your seats and allow the graduates and faculty to exit the auditorium first. Then, please feel free to exit and reunite with your graduates outside. But before we begin leaving, will all the graduates please rise and face your friends and families. I present to you the class of 2024, Fiat Lux, Go Bears!